Hey guys, today we'll be making an adorable Halloween deco mesh wreath with items from the dollar store. What you will need, I have some mesh, and I think I'm going to go with the black mesh, but I also have orange and green just in case I decide to add some in at the end, just because I have some green here and some orange here. So I'll see what looks best once we get the wreath completed. This adorable sign for the center, a 14-inch wreath ring, some Chanel stems, a rotary cutter or scissors, and a hot glue gun. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to start with 2 rolls of my mesh, layer them one on top of the other. Bring it to a nice little point. Start on my innermost ring and tie my mesh in a knot. Just like that. Pull my mesh through the first space, and then the second space, and the third space. Trying to keep all of my loops as even as possible, but they don't have to be 100% the same. Alright, and then scrunch. Twist my mesh a couple of times. Then I'm going to come back to the very first space. And make 3 more poofs. The size of the loops, it's completely up to you. You can make them larger, smaller, whatever you prefer. The larger the loops, of course, the larger the wreath will be. Alright. Again, so I'm only going to go with 2 rows in each of my 6 sections. You can definitely scrunch it again and add 3 if you want. That will make for a thicker wreath. So it's completely up to you. But I think 2 is more than enough. Using the mesh from Dollar Tree, usually making the poofs 2 in each section, I will use 4 rolls in total. But again, it also depends on how large your poofs are. So just keep that in mind. I always like to have extra mesh on hand just in case. Alright, I'm just going to continue doing this all the way around my wreath until I come to the end of my roll. And then I'll show you how to end this roll and start a new roll. Alright, so once you come to the end of your rolls, I'm just going to cut them off of my roll. Tie it in a knot right where it ended. Right, and I'm going to start with 2 more rolls right where I left off. Just make another knot and continue where you left off. And don't worry about the knot. Your loops will hide those, of course. And just repeat the same steps all the way to the end. Alright, so once you have all of your mesh in place, you can kind of adjust and maneuver. And since we use 2 rolls, I'm just going to go around and kind of separate my 2 layers. Sometimes I keep them together, sometimes I separate. It just depends on how I'm feeling. So it's completely up to you. It also just makes it kind of fluffier. And you could have used, like, instead of layering black and black, you could layer black and green, black and orange, black and white. There are so many options, possibilities are endless. Just have fun with it and make it your own. All right, so I have my adorable little sign. I'm going to take 2 stems, twist them together for the top and 2 stems for the bottom. I may be able to honestly get away with 1 stem at the bottom. Yeah, I just want to make sure I have enough stem hanging off the side to secure my sign, and that's more than enough. So I'm going to use my hot glue gun and glue the stems in place. Take my wreath and place my cute little ghost right in the center. I'm going to push the mesh aside to find my ring. And just loop the stem around the ring a few times just to make sure it's nice and secure. And I'm just going to repeat this step with all 4 stems. Alright, I'm just adjusting the mesh around my sign just to make sure I don't have any like gaps or spaces. So the wreath looks so cute and adorable just like this. But I'm going to add in a little bit of green and maybe even a little orange. So I cut 8-inch long pieces of my green. I'm going to roll it at a diagonal just like that, just to make it kind of long. I'm going to just pick a spot that I think it will look great at. Loop it around the wreath ring, just like that. So I'll do that again. Make a diagonal. Find my wreath ring and just loop it around. You can also use a stem to attach it if you choose to do so, but I mean, it's whatever you prefer. And I'm just doing this just to add in a little touch of color. Alright, and then I'm just adjusting and maneuvering. Being so cute and precious already. I think I'll just add just maybe 2 more pieces of the green. Right, so I added in green. I don't think I'm going to add in any orange. You can if you choose to do so. There's so many options. All items were purchased at Dollar Tree, so this entire wreath can be made for less than $10. Add in any additional embellishments you'd like. Just have fun with it and make it your own. So cute.